You can begin, Jeb.
All right. Need to call the February meeting of the Board of Assessors to order. Need to call the roll. Quazon Payne.
Here.
David Lynn.
Here.
Jeb is here. Need to get a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Need to get a motion to approve the minutes of the January 28th call meeting.
So moved.
I get a second. Did you second that,
Who seconded
Quazon?
that?
I wasn't there, so you'll have to second.
Okay, I'll second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Need a motion to adopt tonight's agenda.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I don't believe we have any public comment for today's meeting, so we'll close public comment and we will go on to conservation use. We have some renewals here.
All right. We kind of like to do some of the conservation use as they come in, as you well know. And so we've got a list here of 8 renewals that we would like for you to take a look at and approve. And we sent you this information, but the first 2 are owned by David Bass off of Cleveland Road. One is a 15.24 acre tract. The other is a 10.56 acre tract, which is adjacent to the first one. The 15.24 acre tract actually has his house on it. So, you know, back quite a few years ago, now you take the house out of the conservation use. So his actual covenant acres would be 13.24 acres. The next conservation use is Brenda Allen off of Hawkins Lane, 11.61 acres. Next one is Lewis Shropshire off of Lim Edwards Road, almost an 85 acre tract. Annie Cheatham off of Charlie Bolton Road, a 20 acre tract. Smith Wilson has 2 tracts off of Morton Road. The 12 acre tract is actually where his house is, so he's another one that hasn't renewed during that time, so that 2 acres under his house will come out, with leaving 10 in the covenant. And then the parcel next door is a 29 acre tract. And then finally, Brent and Susan Lee at 5840 Lexington Road, they have a 53.65 acre tract. And again, all these are renewals, so they've been in conservation use for at least 10 years. All of them meet the qualifications. So it would be our recommendation of staff to approve these parcels listed here for conservation use.
Can I get a motion to approve these 8 tracts?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We've got one new application.
That's right. We've got Nathaniel Howard off of Linda Avenue. He has a 24.58 acre tract. It's all woodlands and, you know, meets the qualifications under woodlands and wildlife. So it would be our recommendation to approve this new application for conservation use.
Can I get a motion to that effect?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We've got one landmark historic.
That's right. The landmark historic is at 892 Hill Street, owned by Anna and Jonathan Rogers. It's in the Cobham Historic District, and you know it's a, being a landmark, it qualifies. They have to go through planning and zoning under their historical preservation department. They've met all the check boxes. It's on the list, the National Registry of Historic Places. So it would be our recommendation that it be approved. And it actually, since we're approving it now, and they actually applied in January, it won't go into effect until the 2022 digest.
Right.
But, we still have to approve them as they come in. So it's our recommendation that this one be approved for landmark historic.
Can I get a motion to approve the Bennett's house?
I move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Tell them they have to put an airplane on the roof. All right. We're gonna get a digest and appeal update.
Yep. First thing I need you to do is I sent you a list of, these are the only remaining appeals that we had that were, scheduled for Board of Equalization. It was 7 remaining personal property appeals, and those have been settled. And so I need for y'all to adopt these values.
Okay. Just, were these ones that our auditor caught? That company?
No, these were ones that were appealed, back during 2020. Richard was working with them on this before he passed away. And so we just took them up and were able to kind of go with what he had started and get them worked out.
Okay. All right. Can I get a motion to this effect?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. And we're going to go into an executive session for.
Not yet.
All right.
I've got a few more details to go over with you. All the deeds and field work for 2021 digest is finished. So what we've got is I presented you, here's a consolidation sheet basically showing the growth from last year. And this is strictly from new construction, renovations, new parcels, that kind of stuff. And so we're looking at a little over 91 million in assessed value for growth. 91 in assessed is the same as 228 million of fair market value. So there's a lot of growth going on in the county. We haven't had this much growth in about, I don't know, it's been a while. I'd have to go back and look. I mean, it's probably been 10 years since we have had this much growth. So that's the number that they'll use on the rollback forms is the 91 million number. Y'all don't have to approve anything. This is just for your information. And this kind of applies to all the taxing jurisdictions.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then the next thing that I want to show you is each year before we start updating values, we kind of show where we're at as far as we run a composite sales ratio study. This is for residential and agricultural. Our median is 35.73. When we're done, we want it to be as close to 40 as possible. And so, as you can see, our values are a little on the low side. You want to be, 36 to 44 is what the state requires. And, if we didn't do any reval at all, then we would fall outside of the Department of Revenue's parameters, and our digest could be penalized. So, that's why we do what we do. But anyway, that's where we stand. If you look at residential and agricultural combined, we're at 35.73 for the median. The next sheet, which is residential only, it's 35.72, And that's most of the sales for, and then the next sheet will show agricultural only, and it's right at 40. So, most of the agricultural property seems to be pretty much okay, but, we'll have to look at it a lot closer. The next screen shows you the commercial and industrial sales combined. It's at 3693. So it means, we still got some work to do there as well. Then the next sheet is commercial only, which is 3685, 198 sales. And then the last sheet is industrial only, and we've only got 8 sales, but it's at 3796. So all in all, our ratios aren't too bad, but it does mean, if we want to continue to keep properties at fair market value, 100% fair market or 40% assessed, then we've got to, do some work and take a look at stuff. And so that's what we're doing now. We've printed ratio studies, so we're starting to review property and see what we need to do. So I need to get a motion from the assessors to give staff authority to start running and analyzing ratio studies and update all property values for 2021.
I get to that effect.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, you done, Kirk?
I'm done, unless y'all got any questions about the digest.
All right, well then we need to get a motion to go into executive session for.
So moved.
Give me just a second.
All right.
Aye.
Aye.